Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Sal, man. I'm up in the building, man. What's going on, everybody, man? I was attacked last Thursday by the Nazi booger. Hopefully I've fixed things. Hopefully things are back to normal. The Nazi boogers got me on Thursday. They you know, I would have came on Friday, but I was getting some booty on Friday, so you know, Shorty decided to come through a little early. But we in the building right now, man. So shout out to everybody already in the chat room. Yes, indeed, man. Today was a day off. I wasn't celebrating. I was reading up. You know what I'm saying? Continuing to work on the craft. Shout out to everybody slowly coming into the chat room, man. Yes, indeed. We back in the building. Tomorrow, I believe the market is open tomorrow, right? Last time I checked, on Monday, they said it was going to be open. So I don't believe that's changed. Shout out to people in the chat room. Q DeMaio, Stock the Fella. Who else is in here? Add the Leon K. Harvey. Lord Y. You saying go vegan. Trevor Proby, Mr. Maniac. ATL Trader. What's up, man? Need a life soon? Yes, I am. Alright. Yes, indeed, man. Let's go ahead and get the show started with, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, what can I say? Yesterday, obviously, you know, a half day. There wasn't much to really trade on yesterday. So nothing obviously impressive. I think we actually did have a runner, though, yesterday. Let me pull up my equity feed here. We actually did have quite a runner. You know, even on them half days, you'd be surprised. Something will run. Something will run even on those half days. But I know you guys had to be impressed. And I know everybody's excited about OTTV. I actually have a video coming about that after the show. I'm going to post that up on OTTV. In fact, let me just go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of that 50. This is what OTTV looks like right now, man. This is insane. This is insane. All right. I don't want to go ahead and post up the whole video because I'm going to show that later. After the show, I'm going to post it up there. But this is a live streaming app. This is a live streaming app that is available right now in the Apple Play Store. If you have iOS, it's available there as well. By the way, those sounds in the background, those are not gunshots. I promise you, they're not gunshots. Some of my neighbors are popping fireworks because they actually celebrate July 4th. It is what it is. All right, OTTV. I'm excited about this one because I'm actually in OTTV. I got in yesterday. I got in yesterday in the morning on OTTV. So I was a part of that 100. Actually, it was like 122 or 23, and we settled close to the high. But I was a part of that run yesterday. I haven't even sent out any emails on this yet. I'm waiting for it to like get to a penny. And when we need that extra push, I'm going to send, you know, I'm going to go hard on some of them emails. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Tyson Bats? Astrid? Africa Emporium in the building? Yes, indeed. Island to mainland, what's going on? All right. Hold on here. Let me get my equity feed popping up here because I want to see what else was running. Shout out to Nick the other day giving us a call. Some of his tickers were already running the very next day he talked about it. Shout out to Nick for that. I always love having that guy on the show because he's on top of those, man. Shout out to Investors Hangout, man. Investors Hangout, those guys, Dave and Joe, they were on top of OTTV in like March. They were on top of this stock back in like March. In fact, I saw a video where I saw a post that they had on OTTV back in January on Twitter. In fact, when I look at OTTV, this stock where it's on the screen right now, if you guys remember, I put out a list of all the OTC Pink stocks. If you guys remember, I put out that list that had all the OTT. If you look at OTTV on that list, it is listed as 0013. 0013. So 500+% from where it is now, OTTV is on that list. Absolutely incredible. What sometimes just, going through that list. And I missed it. I'm not even going to lie to you. I missed it. I didn't even think about the app. I didn't even really do any research on the company to begin with, to be honest with you. All right. Yeah, one of those OTCB dark stocks. African Parliament was talking about MSDI. NASDAQ play Monster Digital Incorporated. This must have ran yesterday. As I can see, yeah, it looks like this was yesterday. That was the last trading day. We didn't trade yesterday, but wow, that was the monster play. That was definitely the monster play for that half day. Even if you get a half day, they still, as I mentioned earlier, you'll still get a stock to run because guys are just looking for something to trade. All right, guys are still looking for something to trade. And sure enough, MSDI, I believe it had news, didn't it? It must have had some kind of news. It must have had some kind of news. MSDI, nice play on that one. Shout out to Ad DeLeon for OTTV. Yeah, Ad DeLeon is always on those triples, man. Even though I've had to kind of mix things up on the show because, if I go straight triples and doubles, when somebody loses money, they call up and blame me. So I've had to, I got to talk about NASDAQ. I got to shout out to the people in the building who still focusing on those triples and doubles. You know what I'm saying? That really is where the money is. I mean, if you really want to, it's a lot riskier, but percentage gains, right? Because when we talk about investing, it's a scale, to make money, you got to invest at scale. And for somebody with less than 10 grand, somebody with less than $5,000, less than $2,000, your triples, your doubles, that's where the money is because you can go in with scale and actually get a decent return. 772 Treasure Hunter, what's up, bro?
What's happening, brother?
Doing good. How are you?
Happy 4th.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't celebrate it, but shout out to all the people worldwide who would rather be home but out there serving our country. I appreciate that.
True that. Glad to see you back on the air, brother.
Yes, indeed.
Let me see. So finally sold out of PABL.
PABL.
Oh, my bad. It was BABL.
Okay.
But I was looking at PABL also.
I'm looking at PABL. I see that on the ticker too. PABL, OTC play. All right, very low. All right. Got some decent share structure here. Just needs volume. Doesn't have any volume, but it's got shares. The share structure is there. What was the other ticker that you were really in?
BABL. Finally sold out of him.
BABL. Bulla Block. Okay. OTC play. All right. This is kind of one of those too. What is it? Bulla Block Corp agrees to joint venture for digital coupon deal website. All right. Yeah, I don't know too much about this one. All right.
Yep.
Decent return.
But yep. Let me see. I trade on my phone. Remember before I talked about one of my boner plays, the SSOF. If you pull up the max on it, it's like standstill. nothing happening. Then all of a sudden, the green candlestick, people start buying in, and right towards the end, it's like started to rocket up like buyers.
Yeah, I'm looking at SSOF right now. It looks like you had a red day yesterday, but I mean, again, I don't know too much about the stock. 66 oil field services.
The pump point.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know too much about this one though.
But I had to switch the game up with some marijuana plays, bro. I hopped in a couple days ago. SPLIF.
Okay. All right, SPLIF, Nutritional High International Group. All right, 9 cents a share right now. All right, so it looks like this one had a pump not too, or at least had a huge run in volume not too long ago.
Yeah, it was doing pretty good.
It looked like it dried up yesterday, but I mean, the average volume is saying 2.2 million, but it looks like it really dried up yesterday on that short day, but nice move.
And PNPV.
PNPV. I don't have a ticker for that.
No, PNTV. PNTV, like TV.
Oh, PNTV. Okay, there it goes. All right, Players. Okay, yeah, Players Network. Okay, yeah, we talked about Players Network in the past before. Players Network is actually one of those. Yeah, this was on. I still have it marked where I looked at it as I promised myself. Oh yeah, when it breaks out of that range, I'm gonna buy it.
Up into it.
Yeah, and I never did. And sure enough, man, it's really taken off on there, on the Players Network. But yeah, it is a quote unquote marijuana play. And yeah, I mean, by all means, I mean, from where I was taking a look at it at 4 cents a share, it's really, taking off here now at 16 cents a share.
That's what I'm trying to do, is find one of these like low double zeros, penny plays, and sit back and ride up, Because I watched the show and I seen a lot of the guys did it, so I want to, try that little number.
Yeah, nice move there.
Another one is AIVN.
AIVN. All right, yep, that's another weed play. I've forgotten about this one, man. This is an old school marijuana play. AIVN. All right.
Like I said, when the
this one too doesn't have the volume.
The market was
doesn't have the volume, but I mean, are you in it right now? Are you gonna be sitting in this right now? Okay.
Yeah. My little campers, sit back and see what they do. Because when the market, did that little crazy dip and all this and that, we switched back to the marijuanas, back and forth kind of thing.
All right, we'll be watching and see what happens, man.
Yeah, man. Those plays I'm in, brother. And I keep it a good work, Sal. Happy 4th to you, and I'm glad to see you back on there, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call.
You got it, bro.
All right. Shout out to Treasure Hunter for the call, man. Shout out to Treasure Hunter for the call. The brother's been calling up for almost a year now, because it's almost a year since I started the show. Almost a year. All right. Tyson Batts with his list. Man, shout out to ZN, man. ZN was one of those stocks that I remember we talked about ZN back in May, but after that kind of fall from grace toward the end of the month of May, I noticed it hadn't been brought back on my show. But sure enough, ZN has continued to, go up. It's continued to go up, and now we're, high on the RSI, and that red line is kind of misleading, because it doesn't mean you shouldn't buy up at that red line, because we know stocks can trend above 70 for days, if not months. In fact, if you look at the market, it's been trending pretty much above the red line. So ZN enjoying itself now, almost 2 weeks, since the middle of June, where ZN has been well above 60 on the RSI and going higher. You had a half day yesterday, but still managed to put on a dime to the price, and now trading at 354 on ZN. All right, regardless of what you guys think about the financials, which are, by the way, pretty horrible. but still doing pretty good. All right. HOS is another one. I thought this would collapse by now, but it's still hanging on for dear life. I believe HOS will finally crack and go lower. But this is one of the many tickers that I actually got out of Short Trader. I put a little bit of my drama there on Twitter that I got out of Short Trader, man. Just horrible. I mean, they closed me out of the trade, you know, for no reason. I mean, the stock wasn't doing anything, wasn't going up, wasn't going down. They just closed me. So I had to get the fuck up out of there. And then when it was time to ask for my money back, first it was 3 days, and 3 days went to 7 days, and then 7 days went to 14 days. And then after 16 days, almost 2 weeks, I finally got my money back. I wasn't putting my drama out there on the show, all right, because I know it would drive me crazy. But eventually I got my money back out of Short Trader, because if you read the terms of service, they actually have up to 30 days to give you your money back. Believe it or not, up to 30 days. And what crossed in my mind was, man, if these people just up and decide to keep my money, I don't even know how to go at them for it. I don't even know how to go at them for it. So I just won't fuck with them no more, man. I don't know what I was thinking. I just, you know, sometimes you've been working with the same broker over and over and over. You want something new, but sometimes what works is, you know, really the way you need to go, and just stick with what's been working for you. All right. Yeah. No, I'm just, you know, just go back to what's been working for you. TD, Interactive Brokers, just be happy with it, man. Just be happy with it. If you got a broker, you're making your money, just be happy with it. Don't play around with it, because when you get that one moment that sinks in where you feel like you know, you have your money held against its will, but hence your will, man. Mr. Icebox, you say 18 minutes we there. Yeah, pay them a little visit. Let's go move on here. Let's go look at some tickers you guys are putting up here. OZM, NYSE stock. Looks like a wealth management company, financial stock. All right. Put up 1 million shares. 1 million shares traded on Friday. I don't know too much about this play, though. Don't know too much about the stock. Don't know too much about the stock, LV. Frank Myers says, how can you learn and get into that Discord room? That Discord room is our 24/7 chat room. Get into the Discord room. Ask for some, you know, resources. We have some resources that we can share with you there. Can't do it right now, but we can get you in there. USEI, RSII, all those are, I think RSII is not a triple yet, but it's getting back down there. Oh, it actually pulled up a little bit. RSII. All right, so you've had a couple interesting days here in RSII. What you trying to do there? What you trying to do there, RSII? If you guys remember, that stock had an incredible beginning to 2017, going from 00, I think it was actually 0009 to as high as 2 cents. Very much similar play that we're seeing OTTV right now. OTTV is a very similar stock where, you know, again, we went from practically nothing to something. 599 or whatever that called up. I just missed your call. Give me a call back. There it is. 559. You're on the air. What's up?
What's up with it, son? It's your boy Yase, man.
Hey, Yase, what's up with you, man?
Man, I mess around and pull an old rookie move Friday, man. Remember, I was just happy about getting my numbers up there close to damn near $500. I messed around and jumped in that SRSC, and I didn't read the news on it, man, and I'm stuck swinging right now because they marked me as a pattern day trader.
SRSC.
So I had to hold on to it. SRSC, I think it is.
I'm not getting that ticker, fam.
That's because they got delisted, man, and they was delisting it on Monday.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, all my buddies sitting up in there, man. I messed around. I was like, man, I was just talking about how good I was doing and messing around. So I just want to let everybody know out there, if you're new at this, you know what I mean, make sure you do your research before you go to jumping in that water.
Damn.
Make sure you do your research.
Damn, man. That's
yeah.
Well, I mean, was the loss that bad, or I mean?
Yeah, well, I was up close to 6.
So you lost it all. You lost it all.
Pretty much, it's gone. You know, right now it stopped at around. I think it's 275 or 375 or something. But my money I can't do nothing. I can't touch the stock at all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just see. I don't know if there's a way to call up there. I'm gonna figure it out and see if I have something coming back out of it at all. But you know, if not, you know, this is just a lesson for everybody that's out there. Like I say, man, if you're new at this, make sure you do your research. I actually jumped in it. And I jumped in at like $1.09 or something like that, and it jumped all the way up.
Yeah, okay, yeah. African Emporium just reminded me. What's going on, Izzy Jules? Yeah, the Canadian Sears. Okay, yeah, this is the stock that kind of ran out of nowhere. Okay, I remember talking about in the Discord room. It just took off. Okay, absolutely. Okay, it comes. Yeah, now I definitely remember.
I'm messed up now. If I was able to get out, I could have got out at 75. Because I'm looking at 75.
But you didn't have a day trade, so you were stuck into the trade. I got you.
Stuck over the weekend, and then they delisted as soon as it. I mean, like just before you could see it active and everything in the morning, but like just like 10 minutes before they opened up the market, that whole stock just went blank, invalid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
damn.
You know, like I say, man, I just called to tell the family, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all new up out there, man, make sure you do your research because, like I said, man, it was when it started going up, that's when I started looking into the research on it, and then I found out that it was going to be delisted, and then it dawned on me, I'm like, oh, I'm stuck until that day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, it's something new for me.
It is what it is,
but it ain't nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I get back up there, man. You
yes,
know,
indeed.
You win some, you lose some.
That's absolutely the the mindset you gotta have. Appreciate the call, brother.
All right, for sure, man. This your boy Yase, man.
Thank you so much for the call, Yase. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call. Yeah, that's the brother I keep pronouncing his name wrong. But I'll get it down. Again, thank you so much for the call. Yeah, that's a tough loss, man. That's a tough loss. But again, he didn't know, and then taking the risk made sense if he didn't know that the stock was getting delisted, right? He didn't know, so he figured he can get in, get the profit, and then the next business day get out the stock. And what just so happened is that the next business day they weren't going to be trading. And he unfortunately found that out too late. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're in a stock that gets delisted. I mean, your value just disappears along with the stock. Along with the stock. And that's a sad thing. That's a very, very sad thing. That's why, if you remember, Billy Ray's $89,000 one-day gain, he was short the stock, and what happened is that the stock went, kaput after hours. They basically disappeared and went bankrupt after hours. So his short that was only supposed to be for, a couple cents ended up, going bankrupt to zero. So that's how, what was from what he said was supposed to be a couple $1,000s in gain, ended up being over $89,000 in one day because the company went bankrupt. Absolutely amazing. Again, shout out to Billy Ray. So grateful for that call that he gave us. Yeah. You said your broker could still help you get rid of it? Some brokers do. It's so funny because I remember playing around with Tasty Trade. If you guys remember Tasty Trade, the $1 option broker, and I had actually, started a small account with them and went beyond my pattern day trade, and they didn't, lock me in for the 60. In fact, your first two times, all you have to do is call up and say, hey, I went behind my PDT, and they'll let you, they'll just say, all right, don't do it again, and you can be back to trading again. So not all brokers are the same. That pattern day trade rule is a rule that's out there, but you'd be surprised that there are some brokers out there that are like, okay. But being that I believe he had Robinhood, they don't even have a phone number you can call up. You just got to email them, and that basically is useless in his situation. All right. J-Nug. Somebody bringing up J-Nug. Tone Spragg. Look up J-Nug. Yeah, what happened to gold on Saturday is that people have renewed confidence in the marketplace, although the market is kind of cooling off a little bit. Market's kind of cooling off a little bit. All right. I took a look at the Qs on yesterday, and look, you guys know I've been praying for the yen for a while now. So we're back and approaching May support. This is very, very interesting here. Because when people start taking profits, this is coming down. Now, I'm not going to say this is game over just yet, but these last several days of movement have people on alarm, and you should be on alarm too. All right, we're now approaching May support, and things aren't looking so good, but we'll see what candlestick develops tomorrow, because I believe that this week is a very telling week for the marketplace. We're going to start seeing a little bit more talk of Trump's economic plan. All right, that's the next big thing. They're still fighting with the whole healthcare thing. All right, but the economic plan is starting to get that conversation that I think a lot of people, wanted to happen earlier in the year. But now we're at the point where if you've been watching CNBC in the morning, they're saying that it's already priced into the marketplace. It's already priced into the stocks. So even if we get the tax plan, we still could be going down. All right, 1 second. Girl asking me why I don't want to pick up my phone. I can't stand that. I'm live on the show. But yeah. Let me see here. Banks will do well for the rest of the week. Let me know why, Live 4A TV. Why do you think banks are going to do well? Let's look at the banks. Bank of America. Where are we at? Bank of America. All right, Bank of America up 1%. That would have been a nice little opportunity for someone to get on that call. Why will banks do well? Let me see here. Let me pull up some other banks here too. Sectors, financial services. Let me see here. Foreign banks. Let's look at JPM, JP Morgan. Oh, all right, so JP Morgan also doing pretty well here. Citigroup, of course, ticker number C, also doing really well. Let's go with some of the regionals. Let's look at Key Bank Corp. All right, regional bank right now, 19 cents a share, doing good, 1%. All right, let's go real regional here. For those of you guys down in the South, BB&T. $46 a share, up 1%. Absolutely right. So yeah, we are seeing banking doing pretty good. You're absolutely right. Banking looking not so bad there, as we pulled up now 5 tickers in banking, and all were up at least 1% or more. And those are large cap companies. BB&T on the screen there already. That's a company with a $37 billion market cap, up almost 2% there on yesterday's trading. Says that's the weekly trend right now on banks. Let's take a look at that. Shout out to ATL Trader. He introduced us to that 1 week chart. Here's the weekly chart on the banks for this is BB&T in particular. Give me a banking ETF. I know there's a bank ETF out there. Not a big follower of the ETFs, but those are good to follow if you follow the banks. BB&T. Here's the weekly chart. Not bad. All right. That's why I love the weeklies, because the candlesticks are very, very accurate. Here's the beautiful doji pattern showing here a change, a possible change of momentum, and then you got it confirmed with the very next candlestick and bullish pattern moving forward. Nice move. All right. The longer the time frame, or the larger the time frame, the more accurate the candlesticks. So when you look at weeklies, they take a long time, obviously, to develop. 7 days each candlestick, but 5 days, because we have 5 business days in the trading week. But they're very, very accurate in terms of what the sentiment is. XLF. All right, yeah, let's look at XLF. All right, yeah, this is the Standard & Poor's. All right, oh, so it's broken out of my trend I was following there. It looks like we've broken above it, came back, tried to test it as support, and sure enough, we bounced off of it. So nice move there on XLF. All right, financials looking pretty good. I was thinking that 22 was support, and we came back, we tested it, once, twice, and finally broke out of a range there and came back, tested, and because we talk about how resistance becomes support, resistance becomes support sometimes. It fell right through, it came back, tested it, passed support, and it bounced right off of it. Nice move. Yeah. Let's see here. XLE. See, Energy Select Spider. This one is an interesting ETF because it includes, I believe, oil as well as natural gas, if I'm not correct. As well as natural gas. But looks like this one had a nice day yesterday. Half day up almost 2% on the move. Still showing oversold here on the weekly, though. And you see you are well below 50 on the RSI. So let's see if this is a change in trend or not. Maybe, maybe not. Let me see here. The 200 is still way above there. You're below the 50. All right. So interesting play there on XLE. Might be the opportunity to go long here if you've got the patience. What's going on down, Will? Life 4A TV, you said you advise everyone to leave banks Friday night. TRTC on our OTC list. What's going on with TRTC? Terra Tech. Old school MJ play. Very comparable at one time to hemp, HEMP. But it looks like this one has kind of blown hemp out of the water. But they used to run along with each other. HEMP. They used to run very similarly, but looks like they've blown hemp out of the water. TRTC with the better share structure. TRTC up 27%. What was the news there? TerraTech Blum dispensaries in Nevada to commence adult use of cannabis sales on July 1st. All right, so their own dispensaries are going live, basically. They're basically going live. Not bad. Yeah, go ahead and press like on that video. Appreciate that, Life 4A. Let's take a look at AVEO, because AVEO was selling off last time I took a look at it on an intraday chart. Let me see here. Here's let's look at a 5-minute, because yesterday's trading. All right, here's the 5-minute. Over the 5 minutes, been doing really, really well. All right, here, this is yesterday's move. All right, so far, if we look at a 5-minute chart, it's been pretty nice, and it's holding pretty well up there. It's holding pretty well up there. Kind of getting a little scary now, because you don't want us to see it go sideways for too much longer. You want to continue to see it going a little bit higher on AVEO. Obviously, you know, most of the people I would figure have probably taken some gains here, but you know, it's still hanging pretty well up there. So interesting to see what happens with AVEO. What other ticker did you think I saw you put up there? African Emporium said financials, energies on the uptrend, tech selling off. Yes, tech is selling off. Tech is selling off. I've been watching one of my favorite tech stocks, STM, sell off like a like a fire sale going on right now in so many stocks. If you guys remember, STM had one of the best summers we had seen since Sprint. And now that stock is selling off like nothing else. And many other tech stocks are doing the same. Many other tech stocks doing very much the same. Let's see here, TXTM supposedly getting an MJ license this week relative. TXTM, let me get the OTC play up here. TXTM 0011 up 10%. Protex Mobility. They did change their name. They're changing their name, by the way, to Protex Pharma. From Protex Mobility to Protex Pharma. And they did provide an update on that medical cannabis license. What state is that license going to be in? I'm sure you probably know. 0011 right now up 10% on yesterday's trading. P City, you said, are we headed for a market collapse? I don't know. I can't predict the future. Right now, we just have, you know, a situation where tech is slipping right now. Tech is slipping right now. But when I look at the SPY, S&P's 500 ETF, things still look pretty good. All right. The troubles is in, you know, as African Emporium said, the tech stocks, which, by the way, they're nice and fat. I mean, they've been running for some time here. You know, if you've been in Apple or Amazon or AMD or many of those other high quality, top tier technical stocks, you've done very, very well. So, you know, by all means, take some profits right now like everybody else is. Sleeper of the week, BGNE. Never heard of it. What is that? BGNE. Up 20% on yesterday's trading. I was completely away from the markets yesterday preparing for today. Let me see here. Nice move, by the way, man. Nice move on Yeah, that was a nice move actually on BGNE. Here's the daily chart, and the stock was already doing pretty well. All right, not necessarily, you know, just continued to win on that huge surge in biotech because of the healthcare announcement. So this healthcare bill has been having a lot of biotech stocks run, and I won't say that played a part in it because I do see here they had some news released as well, but I'm sure that added to the excitement of what they had going on in BGNE. Lord Y say he believes a collapse is coming. We're in a bubble. Yeah, well, we're absolutely in a bubble. That I won't deny. That I won't deny. What I'd love to see more happen is another real estate bubble burst. I think, you know, I'd love to see a real estate collapse. I think a lot of us in here are in a lot better position than we were in 09, so we can take advantage, you know, of some of these good properties if they were able to get back to some of those 09, 08 prices. And if you live in a major city, I mean, you gotta see some of the development they've been doing in your city. You can't tell me they got, you know, enough people to buy up all those properties, those condos, paying up that kind of price. I'm looking at it right now in Charlotte. You know, that's one thing they're not talking about is the fact that you have massive availability. These properties look nice, but they're not selling out. All right, let's keep looking. CVM. Here's another biotech play. CVM up 8%. Nice move there on CVN. In fact, when you look at some of the biggest gainers with the move half day yesterday, they were all biotech for the most part. All right, mostly biotech. I did see a crappy stock, DNR, do pretty good the other day. DNR up 9%. DNR is a horrible stock. This is a stock that's traded many times at 10, 11, 12 cents and has split a couple times from when I have known DNR. Oil and gas play, by the way. Someone said Cali went nuts. Yeah, Cali, China Auto Logistics. By the way, I still have that PDF form there in the Discord room with all the Chinese stocks. List of all publicly traded Chinese stocks. Cali is one of them on that list. All right. Definitely a penny stock with a market cap just under $8 million. Very small company. But yes, has a lot of spikeability and can move 30, 40, 50% in a day when, you know, investors just decide that they want to jump on board and see it run. Q to Maya, you said H-Town, they have townhomes and condos everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Now, Houston, there's money in Houston. There's money in Houston. All right. But I know Houston, too, you've got a lot of income inequality down there, too. So you've got a market where, yes, there is money there, but you can't tell me that, you know, all of those luxury townhouses down there they're building in Houston, that they're selling out like that. What's happening, and if you got to see the homie Jason Black's documentary, what was it called again? Gentrified. What's a lot going on is that we have these municipalities that are giving these real estate developers very, very generous tax credits to build properties just for no reason. Just build them. Where to the extent that they can build them and you know, sit on a loss for a while. Right? So a 30, 40, $50 million project, they can build for 25 or maybe even as low as 15. So even if they're in the red, right, for a while, they're in it low enough where they can sit on it. That's what's happening a lot of times. All right? This is not a rush to the downtown. This is just local municipalities just being, you know, not in the interest of their local, you know, communities for the most part. ESV, my bad. ESV, I did see ESV continue to sell off, but ESV, an oil and gas play. You guys know oil and gas has been really selling off. Oil and gas has just been a disaster. A disaster for oil and gas, up 6%. On oil and gas. What did USO do that day anyway on this short day? USO actually pulling back up here, up 1% on yesterday's move. You know, don't call it a rebirth yet. Don't call it a rebirth yet. We'll see what happens on USO. So you'll be paying $500,000 for a house that's worth only $225. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know. Any thoughts on Kroger? I mean, you know, look, they're gonna get killed. Someone's saying, what's going on with Kroger? Kroger, you know, you got some people coming in and, you know, trying to buy up these dips in Kroger. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, they will get their asses kicked by home delivery. If you live in a major city, Amazon is already doing 2-hour delivery. I know they're doing it here in Charlotte. All right, you've already seen the ads on Facebook and Instagram where Amazon.com. Again, if you live in a major city, they're already doing 2-hour delivery. There are products that I can order on Amazon during the week, and in 2 hours they'll be in my front door. So it's already here. So when we talk about groceries, That's the very next step. In fact, Walmart, as I've said here on the show, Walmart is already, you know, one, I hate Walmart because it's basically slavery. But for the most part, what they're doing is that after your shift, if you want to make a few extra dollars, you can go and drop off orders, online orders, to local customers on your way home. No, they're not going to pay for your gas. They're not going to pay for your insurance. But if you want to make, you know, some extra money, you can go ahead and drop off some internet orders on your way home after working a 10-hour shift for $8.50 an hour. Okay. Eventually, I can see that developing into a actual permanent, you know, operation for them, where they have dedicated people whose job is to drop shit off at customers who are local. Oh, absolutely. Walmart is slavery. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, basically, you go there and, you know, you go to Walmart and you're seeing people, you know, miseducated men and women who are basically being taken advantage of because they don't really have any other options outside of Walmart. You know, the only option you have is, you know, fast food. And that has a lot to do with the fact that manufacturing has left America, and many of those people who are in Walmart right now would probably be working at a factory if those options were available, but unfortunately we're not. They're not. TK Corporation, ticker symbol TK, up 16%. $1.13 gained in a half day. Look at that. $1.13, excuse me, gained in a half day on TK. Getting hot there now, hitting 70 on the RSI. That's an ugly looking chart, but definitely a turnaround there. Nice looking doji. When was that? June 21st. Confirmation, turnaround there, and sure enough, the very next few days, nice move there. Shout out to Bad Scientist for showing us that FinViz scanner for the dojis. You know, that's a way to play these candlesticks. That's a very good way to play these candlesticks. Here's GMO. Someone bringing up GMO on the ticker. 404, you're in the air. What's up?
Hey, what up, Sal, man? This is Mr. Man. What's going on?
Hey, doing good with you. What's up?
Oh, yeah, man. I just called about you talking about the Walmart and Amazon thing. You know, man, I drive a truck, and Walmart letting it be known that if you pull in Amazon goods, they're not going to let you pull none of their stuff. They're not going to do business with you. So,
are you serious? So they're saying that if you drive a truck that has some Amazon products in there, they don't want to fuck with you, basically.
Right, basically. So Amazon starting to hit Walmart in their pockets, and they seeing their numbers dip. Yeah. So it's been spread throughout the trucking community that if you pull in Amazon goods, Walmart not gonna fuck with you. So
wow.
I don't know how they're gonna deal with the stocks and everything, but I'm just giving everybody heads up to there's a war about to start between.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So
there it is, man.
So I'll be giving everybody heads up on it. I heard it this week.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call.
All right.
Shout out to my truck drivers, man. Shout out to my truck drivers. Man. But you know what? I'm all here for it, bro. I'm all here for a war against Amazon and Walmart. I'm all here for it. But here's the thing, man. I understand Walmart provides jobs. At the end of the day, they provide a job, right? They're not the best jobs. And by all means, I'd love everybody who works at Walmart to work at Amazon. I think Amazon, if you do some research on some of their fulfillment centers, those of you guys who are near some of those fulfillment centers, they pay pretty good. They offer healthcare benefits. There's kind of like a drip investing thing where you can have some of your paycheck go to, you know, to buying a percentage of the stock. So I fucks with Amazon. I want Amazon to win. You know, I think they're doing the right thing. I think they got the right message. I think they want the best. I think Amazon is a great place to equal the playing field. You know, if you're a startup or a new company with a great product, I think you got a better chance of doing well on Amazon than you have on the shelf at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Having to negotiate where in the store you're going to be and how much shelf space you're going to have. I hate going to Walmart, man. I hate pushing that big ass basket around, you know, people and, you know what I'm saying, dealing with, you know, people's personalities and going from this aisle to that, and then where something is supposed to be ain't where it's supposed to be, ain't where it is, and having to ask for directions or having to ask for where something is. And they just looking at you with a shitty ass attitude. Everybody at Walmart got a shitty ass attitude. You know, not all, but most of them. Just, you ask a question and they just look at you like you're damn, like you're retarded or something. You know, I'm gonna miss looking at them big ass booties though, cause I don't know what it is. Especially if it's a Walmart near the hood, all the fat booty hoes work at Walmart. You know, and I ain't even gonna lie, I've hollered at a couple of them. I'm not even gonna lie, because some of them bubbles are ridiculous. Like, can I please get your number? You know what I'm saying? I got a girl who work at Walmart, my phone right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna lie to you, player. They got some bubbles at Walmart. But with that being said, you know, business is business. Business is business. You know, I made the best, you know, competitor win. Made the best competitor win. I think Walmart is WMT, right? Yeah, WMT. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm here for it though. I do see some put option activity in Walmart too. Looks like people are buying them puts in Walmart. So somebody's saying that Walmart's going to take, you know, a brick to the face for at least the short term. Ron Deal said, I like that blue vest. No, I like them bubbles in them tight ass pants. Homie, that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm 30 years old, so I'm at that stage where I can still like go hard in the paint when it come to, you know, hitting up some of these young females at the retail store spots, you know. Yeah. Let me see here. MARA. Marathon Patent Group. Yeah, this is an ugly looking chart. Woo! Look at that, man. That's ugly. Here's a 200. I put the 200 on there so we can see where we're looking at here. Yeah, man, this ain't gonna last with that move. Looks like this was. Let me see here. And I think we talked about Mara about a week ago. That you know, that all had to do with DCTH and that move that DCTH was making. And DCTH, last time I checked on DCTH, you know, yesterday, we'll see what happens with DCTH. Africa Emporium, are you still on there? Are you still on DCTH? You still like it? Let me get rid of that 200 so we can see it better here. Here's DCTH. I still got, you said I still got that 18 cents on there. I still believe that 18 cents is that you know, that survival point. And if you notice on yesterday's trading activity, that 18 cents was the low. It's got to stay above 18 cents. I honestly believe that. If not, then we're headed for 16. All right. And I think the must buy point is that 24 cents up there. African Emporium saying yes. Okay. He's saying yes. And this is really interesting because, you know, after DCTH went, because you got to go back into history, right? After DCTH went to like 5 cents, 6 cents, it took a very similar kind of move, right? Where he started kind of going sideways and, you know, for several days. It was like almost four or 5 days where it was just sideways. If you look at DCTH, and now looking back in hindsight, that was an incredible buying opportunity. You know, that was an incredible buying opportunity, and all of a sudden everybody got back on the high horse on DCTH, and then we saw what happened. We saw what happened. So it got up, cooled off, flagged, and here we have a very similar pattern. Got up, cooled off, flag. So if history, you know, follows up on itself, we should see DCTH do what it can to bust out a 24 and retest possibly that recent high. And in hindsight, may have this point where it's sitting here at 20 cents a share look like, you know, a incredible buying opportunity. Yeah. David K. say the 8K that came out on Monday signals a strong possibility of a huge investor merger or buyout on the horizon. Now, David K., are you talking about DCTH? What's going on, Aaron B.? Aaron B. sent me a picture of a beautiful plate of food. Made me feel so bad because I'm not with my family. I felt so bad. I'm like, oh my God. You know, that plate looks so good. Cassandra, she's saying delisting warning, DCTH. Yeah, that's 7/15/2017. African Emporium, you seeing that delisting warning on DCTH? I thought they had at least another month on that. But then again, I did ask you that last month, so maybe that 15th is in fact the number, because I think I asked you that in June. And that probably asked you that in late June, so that probably is Cassandra's probably, you know, right on that. African Point. Okay, you're saying it's for August. Okay. August 4th through the 15th is the delist. Clay saying, yeah, DCTH was at 2 cents, very much so, but you know, there was a little bit of drama that happened that caused it to go a lot higher. Let's look at safe bunkers. I saw Tyson Batts bring up safe bunkers. All right, nice. A little too slow for me. Though. PES, that's a reverse split from a while ago. PES, oil and gas play. That one's probably headed back to 15 cents. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm looking at I retweeted some issues we're having with retail. I would definitely stay far away from retail. If you've got a good retail stock, you know, you probably should be looking to sell that now if you're in some profits. Retail is definitely expected to be getting killed over the rest of the year on the markets. Yeah. David K said they can also get a 180-day extension. Okay, so do they have an extension available? Because I know you can only have a few of those. I'm not even sure if they already have one. Obviously, they're significantly below $1, so I have no doubt they probably already used at least one 180-day extension. But they may have some available. I don't doubt it. SPEX. If you guys remember, SPEX was an incredible runner a couple of days ago. You had the stock, you know, find its way to profits yesterday with a 17% gain. All right. after a huge sell-off on Friday. After a huge sell-off on Friday on SPEX. That was a very interesting move. Clayvon says you can't see DCTH reaching $1. Had almost $1 billion in volume. Yeah, I mean, nobody's talking $1, but I mean, you know, who would have thought 30 cents either? Who would have thought 30 cents? Who would have thought 15 cents when it was at 2 cents a share? So, you know, these last couple of weeks have told me never say never, you know. Started looking at NASDAQs a little bit too much because I started saying things like, oh, man, it'll never get to 15 cents and went right through 15. Oh, it'll never get to 20, blew past 20. You know, and for a while we had people actually saying 50 cents a share DCTH. And it very well could have gotten there if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, I think it just had gotten tired. African Emporium said you saw it at a penny. Oh, I don't believe. I absolutely don't doubt it. You said Dry's reverse split. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we talked about the Dry's reverse split. In fact, I posted that up there. I have and Dry's is one of my favorite trades for my paper trading account. I don't paper trade anymore, but every time Dry's reverse split, I always go back into my paper trading account and I just put it all on Dry's because I already know what's going to happen. I just short all Dry's. And I already know, like, you know, I can come back a month or two later and I'm up, you know. It is something stupid, you know what I'm saying? Something stupid. I think my trading account, I started my trading account at $100,000. And I think now I'm at like 200 billion or something like that. Yeah, something ridiculous like that. You know. God, see, everybody now want to call me up, man. Mom's calling me up. They know I'm on the show. Come on, man. Linu Bull Flag. Let me see here. Linu. Yeah, Linu. Let me see here. Linu. Yeah, that's the Chinese auction company. Yeah, not exactly eBay, but you know, kind of a rip-off version of it. Small market cap company, only trading at $38 million in market cap. But it's a stock that's ran before and got on our attention with its moves back in May, and it's actually done a pretty good job of hanging up there. You know, volume is practically dried up, but you know, it's still finding a way to put on at least 100,000 shares. A lot more than it did before the run, that's for sure. Cassandra's saying she got me a plate. Yeah, I wish I could fly back over there and get a plate. I just hated that, you know, April 4th today or July 4th today was just really weird to come in the middle of the week like that, but that's what it is, man. You know, but I know most family got to go back to work. Many of us as soon as tomorrow. I know some people going back to work tomorrow. Crazy, man. If you got vacation time built up, you probably took it for the whole week. DXTR. Let's look at DXTR. Biotech play. Well, I wouldn't consider a biotech play, more like a medical equipment company. This is a stock that's been doing pretty well these last couple of weeks. Since mid-June, to be exact, the stock was trading at 20 cents a share. And in fact, let's go back to the weeklies. I think the weeklies will really show how this stock has been doing. You know, going back to getting a beautiful doji move. And that's from where 20 cents a share, yeah, 18, 20 cents a share. Now trading at 33 cents. So you're up almost 12 cents a share. 12, 13 cents a share in DXTR, and still showing oversold here on the weekly chart. Looks like would have been a very good trade here as he found support over the last couple of weeks in DXTR. I think that's the trick to playing some of these, you know, because you can get fooled though. I mean, we've shown stocks that, you know, you can look in the weeklies and, you know, for example, Dries. I mean, this is a stock you can look on the weeklies and say, God damn, look at this. Look at the weeklies on here. It's like the RSI is basically non-existent. But I mean, you already know what this kind of play is. I think ATL Trader, you brought up SHIP. ATL Trader, are you still in SHIP? Are you still in SHIP? I see we didn't really end on a great candlestick for the week. We didn't really end on the greatest candlestick. Yeah, MSDI was the runner yesterday. We talked about that. Let's look at Cassandra's OPXA. And shout out to all the ladies in the house. Shout out to all the ladies in the building right now. Here's OPXA on the weekly. Let me see, 80%. Damn. What was the news? I'm kind of man. I should have traded yesterday. Man, what was the news though? I'm not seeing. Let me see what the news was. July 3rd. All right, so I do see here they posted up an 8K. Therapeutics of Delaware. Oh, there was a merger agreement and plan of merger filed. Not bad, with a company called Acer Therapeutics, a Delaware corporation. The merger is intended to qualify for the federal blah blah blah, subject to terms of the agreement. Alright, subject to the terms of the merger agreement, each outstanding share of Acer common stock will be converted into the right to receive approximately 1 share of common stock of Apexa. All right. So a share for share merger, which is a good, that's a good look. That's a good look. Let's see what it looked like on the 5-minute chart. Ton of volume, but it looks like we definitely got played the most pre-market. Again, this is one of those kind of gap and go that Stock God talks about. You got to be very careful with those because they tend to run up and leave you up there if you don't know what you're doing. And sure enough, that's what happened, where you had some guys get left behind there up at that 130, 135 high, and the stock never saw that again. In fact, what was that? Only an hour after the stock opened, you were 30 cents off of its high. So, you know, very, very devastating loss for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. That's why, you know, those stocks that open aggressively on news, you got to be so careful. You got to be so careful playing this. And sometimes, if you know, you just got to let it do its thing, and then for you to be able to see where you can fit in on that dip, because you lost your ass if you didn't know what you're doing there on that morning run. What's going on, Sinclair? You said Uber is about to tap into other tech businesses. Yeah, well, Uber is a private company, so I mean they've got their issues on their own. Last time I heard that Uber, you know, losing billions of dollars, but they're in a situation where their company has so much value and this disruption to other businesses that they have scale. So even if the company's losing money, they're attracting so much new business globally that they'll be able to make that back up once they get, you know, things aligned. So Uber, you know, anybody blessed enough to be one of those people who got in early on Uber, you know, you're on track to being a millionaire, billionaire if you weren't already. All right, because Uber is truly the future. Truly the future. In fact, that's what I see for the future, is that many of the millions of unfortunately miseducated people out here who, you know, aren't setting themselves up financially and their children financially to be better off, what you're going to have is a generation of what I call service industry, you're going to have literally a return to a service industry group of people that all they're going to do is just service industry, where they're going to be the Uber drivers. They're going to be delivering your food, your groceries. That's all they're practically going to be able to do, because they don't have the skills to program drones, to program robos, to make virtual, reality scenery or graphics or anything like that. So all they're going to do is basically just be responsible for carrying out service industry work. That's what the future looks like for the people who are unfortunately unprepared for it. What's going on, Jeff Thayer? Say AMD on the pullback. Let's look at AMD. AMD is selling off. Yeah, AMD is selling off right now on this tech sell-off. But, shout out to Sinclair for that, because right now, once we get definite confirmation that this is truly the end of the boom, then you can, possibly look to buy some puts and whatnot. Maybe it's probably the right thing to be doing now, just to hedge yourself. Or you also have to be looking at it as an opportunity for you to try and get bottom, because you want these all-stars that are fading off. Because if this comes to the point where it's just a temporary sell-off, you want to be getting into some of these all-star stocks here for the return back to those highs. SC Trucker says service industry will always be higher. Absolutely. Absolutely. DPG said if robotics don't be doing that in the next 50 years. You know what, DPG, you're absolutely right. Cruz Reyes too. Automation. Now, you know what, you guys are hitting it on the head. I think automation and robots, I think you're still a ways away. I think you're still going to have at least 10 years into robotics where you're just going to have individuals who are going to have to be Uber drivers and going to have to deliver groceries, and because that's the only thing that's going to be available to them, because the factory jobs are leaving, and the coal jobs, and those kind of jobs that used to be able to provide for a family, right? Even now, you look at some of the mechanics. I honestly believe now your typical mechanic 20 years from now is not only going to have a college degree, they're going to have some kind of programming ability. They're not going to be, the mechanic that you see now at some of these garages. I think 20 years from now, your mechanic is a lot better paid too, by the way. He's a lot better paid. He's much more intelligent. Not saying that these guys aren't now, because some of the mechanics today are some of the most, intelligent people out here. But you guys know what I mean. He's paper intelligent. You know what I'm saying? You're going to walk into a dealership and, you're going to see, a Middle Eastern guy come up to you and say, what do you want done with your car? Let me see here. BBG. I'm looking at some of these tickers that you guys are bringing up here. BBG, oil and gas. Again, oil and gas is just ugly right now. ANY. ANY on the ticker. 19 cents a share on ANY. It was a runner, but, now, I don't know. It's an IT services play. You might want to do some research on ANY. This. Let me see here, because I think we got to look at what's going to be reverse splitting here. Reverse stock splits. What are we for future reverse stock splits here that are coming up? Future, because I think I put the link up. Upcoming stock splits. Let's see here. Alright, and by the way, I do here have it bookmarked. So if you want the bookmark to the upcoming stock splits, here is the link right there. I just put it in the chat room. Upcoming stock splits. So you can see all the upcoming stock splits right there. And I don't see any stocks that we deal with. I do see a 5 for 3 coming in MRTN. Looks like this is a MRTN. All right, so they're looking to get more expensive. I see a 1 for 5 for BXE coming. BXE looking to reverse split. That's going to be July 6th. So this Friday on BXE, now trading at 60 cents a share. All right. But other than that, I don't see anything else that we've talked about. NVGN. NVGN is also reverse splitting. They're only at 90 cents a share. Very low volume stock. Nobody practically trades that. Diana Container Ships. Interesting play. DCIX going to be reverse splitting here tomorrow. They're looking for 1 for 7. DCIX. No wonder that stock took a huge hit yesterday. DCIX losing over 25% of its value as everybody running to get out of DCIX before that stock reverse splits. And good night for DCIX. Yeah. Trevor, you're saying Trevor was a mechanic. You say it's no better than landscaping right now. Yeah, I think when you talk about mechanics, unless you're with a dealership, I think they really use those guys, man. They really use those guys, because even the guys who own the small shops, they don't pay them very well. They don't pay their guys that well. And what you got going on now is for young guys. The new thing now is to go get yourself a job at one of those quick lube places where they kind of teach you everything on the job, and most of those guys don't have any kind of certification for, learning how to do anything with cars. They literally train them for 4 to 6 weeks, and next thing you know, they're under the roof of your $30,000-$40,000 car. Now, if you've got a $30,000 car, you probably shouldn't be going to a quick lube place to begin with. All right, go to the dealership. But I mean, if you got a beater, you got something outside of warranty or whatever, obviously those places make sense. But you got a decent ride with a warranty and all that, just go to the dealership. That's just common sense. Trevor, Rob, you said it's slave work. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. FALC, Falcon Star Software. Don't know too much about this one though. Doesn't have the greatest volume. Don't know what kind of software they're putting out. Chart looks ugly on this one, my friend. Looks real ugly. Here's the 200 moving average, and man, it's not threatening it anywhere anytime soon on FALC. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Don't see anything there. Alright. Let's take a look at our old friend BIOS. BIOS, this is one we have been watching for some time here. This is one of the beneficiaries of the healthcare plan. You guys know that the talk of the healthcare plan, been having a lot of stocks run, and it's definitely broken out of some ranges that I've been looking at it since late May, and it's done very, very well. You had a sell-off here a couple of days ago. Thursday, you had a big sell-off in the stock, but you did see some people jump in to buy those lows. But BIOS had been a very nice swing. Very, very nice swing, and we'll see what happens with it. The healthcare bill hasn't been passed yet. I think the stock needed that, as you can see here from the RSI, kind of needed that cool off, and now safe to jump in here on BIOS to see what that does. 1.3 million shares traded last time. You said shade tree mechanics are the best. Oh, I absolutely love those shade tree mechanics, man. Especially during my cash car days. I'm still a big believer in cash cars, buying your cars cash, because, you know, I've seen guys go on Craigslist and get, you know, 03s, 04s cash, paint them, clean them, and they look just as good, if not better, than new cars on the road right now. You know, I had a guy I went to college with, and he went and picked up a 96 4Runner, Toyota 4Runner, and those things, they run forever, right? This guy bought it, painted it black, put some beautiful new wheels on it, got it cleaned out. I mean, this car, it was basically a brand new car. You couldn't tell me that he didn't go back into the future and grab this car and bring it into the future. That's how clean it is. But to maintain those cars, he was going to, you know, those tree side guys, those guys on Craigslist who say, hey, I can come to your place or whatnot for pennies on the dollar. You know, you can go to those guys and get, you know, some pretty expensive work done for, you know, a quarter, a tenth of what it would cost you for a dealership to take care of. SC Truck, you said you buy it at auto auctions and repos? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the cash car. Love cash cars. Love those cash cars, especially if you know, take somebody with you who knows what to look for. You know, bring a mechanic with you, a guy who knows, you know, how to test the car out. You know, make sure the AC's working, all the gears, you know, the tranny's catching every gear. You know what I'm saying? You can get a real deal. In fact, you can get a type of car that will put money in your pocket because you're not paying for a loan. You know, and whatever maintenance you are paying for is, you know, minuscule. Oil changes and, you know, maybe a pad here and there. Sinclair say with the dealership license, low deals. Yeah. And by the way, I know some guys who rent those dealership licenses. There are websites where you can rent the dealership license, so you can go ahead and you can go to Mannheim and what's that, Atessa, I think, Otessa, and you can go to, you know, those exclusive private dealer only auctions and get dirt cheap cars, man. Get dirt cheap cars. Here's Gail. Gail's always been a piece of shit, man. I don't know why this company continues to trade. There's another stock that continues to reverse split itself over and over and over again. MEET. This was a runner not too long ago. You know, it had a crazy, if you guys remember, this is Meat, had a crazy year this time last year. Doesn't look like it's going to repeat itself. Meat has been pretty much a disappointment. It had a couple runs though here and there. Had to sell off, and now, you know, trying to fight its way back. Here's the doji sign. We'll see if that's the beginning of the end, but MEET is that ticker. All right, we've been taking a look at a lot of NASDAQ plays. Obviously, OTCs have just been killing it, man. Has just absolutely been killing it. I can't speak enough about OTTV, man. I actually pulled up the OTTV app, and again, I got the video. I'll post it on my channel. But go ahead and get that app if you got the Android. If you got the Android operating system on your phone. It's Viva Live on the iOS as well. Viva Live, download the app, and it works. I mean, it's smooth. It doesn't crash. You know, it's even got a really cute little speed test in there, and it works. I'm not a member, so I don't know, you know, but the premium channels are smooth, man. Odessa, yeah, Odessa, yeah. They're smooth. Yeah. And that's actually a good place to buy those cards if you can, get somebody to hook you up with one of those dealership licenses. Fuck buying on Craigslist. Just go to one of those auctions, or have somebody with access take you so you can get, a really good deal. Sam Goss, you saying, look, you're brand new here, trying to point your first move to best way to run up a check. Man, it's so hard to kind of take your mind back to how it feels to be a beginner, because I can only imagine you're feeling kind of lost, and where do you start? Obviously I hope you've done your research on what kind of stocks you want to trade, whether it be the OTCs or much more riskier, bigger upside, or you want to go a little bit safe, but safe and stable, but same, almost the same kind of upside, a little bit different with NASDAQs. AVIR, yeah, shout out to Nick with that AVIR. AVIR, Nick came on our show, talked about AVIR at 53 cents a share. Now it's at 69 cents. So obviously a lot of people are getting really excited about this stock. I'm getting excited about it myself on AVIR, because as I am already a shareholder. Yes, indeed. Cassandra was talking about ANY. Yeah, we talked about ANY. I mean, it's still got good volume. I mean, the volume is incredible. Almost 2 million shares. During its incredible week that it had, it got up to almost 25 million at one point. But the stock is cooling off now, and I don't know what the upside could be on ANY right now, but it's a very similar stock to DCTH, and they actually kind of run simultaneously. So when DCTH is making moves, you gotta come back to ANY and see what that stock is doing. On the 29th, they did put out some news here that helped out the last couple days in the stock. Yes, indeed. All right. So I'm glad I was able to get the show up and running. Again, I was attacked by the Nazi booger on Thursday, so it kind of really jacked up my stream on Thursday. Everything was messing up, and for those of you guys who remember, but obviously looks like I'm back to normal now. Nice little stream today, nice and crisp and clear. A lot of tickers to be discussed over the next coming days here. I'm going to be interested in seeing what's going on with these OTCs that are still running. TRTC, OTTV. I remember bringing up this stock here, National Bank of Greece. Now, this is a really interesting play. Because the National Bank of Greece, I was looking at this stock way back when Greece had those issues, and it was on CNBC and Fox and CNN and all. But the National Bank of Greece trades on the OTC markets. Here is the national bank of a country trading on over the counter. You need a broker like TD or Charles Schwab to buy this stock. But it's doing pretty well. It's actually doing pretty well. All right. OTC stock. Let's look at the weekly, because I think the weekly shows it pretty well too. Here's the weekly play in NGBBY or NBGGY. Here's the weekly chart. It's been a good buy and hold as Greece has been going through their little bullshit financial situation. All right, so just a stock I wanted you to just look at. That's all. I ain't gotta buy it. Just look at it. Just look at it. All right. I sent the email out to Umar Johnson. I should be having Umar Johnson on the show. Man, I really hope I get that interview. Tim Sykes bailed up on me, so I'd love to have Umar on the show. Let me see here. NE. No offshore drilling, up 8%. Yeah, that's another oil and gas play. Look at that. That's an ugly looking chart. Whoo! Man, oil's been getting killed, man. CLSH. Home furnishings. OTC play up 50%. Alright, nice. Let me see here. Let's get back to the dailies on that one. Here's CLSH. Obviously, somebody's sending out some kind of information on this home furnishing company. Figure out, they send some news out here too. Announces letter of intent with Pure Harvest Cannabis. So are you telling me the furniture company bought a cannabis company? What's going on here? All right, interesting move there. All right, ADMD, Advanced Medical Isotope. Yeah, that's another one of those biopharma plays that's got people excited, up 31%. Huge move over the last 2 trading days in ADMP. Be very careful now. These are some big ass candlesticks, man. These are 30%. This stock is up almost 60% in 2 days. These are some fat candlesticks right now, man. So you got to be very careful on your entry here. Make sure you don't get caught holding a bag as day one investors take profits. ADPH. What was the name of that? The EpiPen stock. I forgot. What was that? The ticker for the EpiPen stock again? Anybody remember that? Let me see. I had it listed somewhere here. What was it, like ADPH? I know somebody here remembers what that ticker was. ADMP, yeah, there we go, ADMP. Okay, ADMP. Yeah, I'm still trying to sell this one to my family because I'm like, man, y'all need to get up in this right now, man. This is an easy $7. I'm still trying to sell this one to the folks. Nice day the other day, up 10 cents a share. I think the day traders are gone now. I think the day traders are gone on ADMP. I think now you're going to see it move higher. In fact, Bats called up about it about a week ago. We talked about it, and I told him that this could be a $7 stock, and I still believe that. I honestly believe, for what they got going on, if you're willing to hold it for some time, this can definitely be that move. Jeff Morris asking, what's a good penny stock for this week? OTTV. OTTV is a good penny stock for this week. I would look at OTTV as a great penny stock for this week. Let me see here. Somebody brought up USRM as well. Well, USRM, not feeling USRM. Looks like we're about to retest that bottom line. Not feeling it. And I'm all about USRM above, you know, above that 8 cents a share. But, you know, we're failing it, man. We're failing it. So, I don't know. PNTV2, volume isn't that bad. Only 600 trades, though. But OTTV looking good right now. I think hemp, you got to go long on hemp, man. You got to go long on hemp. If you're looking at, you know, a stock like hemp, I like the fact that, you know, right now you're smack dab at some recent support for the stock going back to mid-June. But, you know, you're going to have to spread this one out a little bit. to see, because you know we got to get some new news. We got to see what they got going popping up here, because I'm seeing something that came out June 23rd, which was looks like some financing information. But other than that, we haven't seen any real game-changing news out of the company in some time. You said you bought it live. Okay. Yeah, just hang tight if you're in it. I would hang tight if you're in it and see what happens out of that. In fact, shit, hold up. I'm looking at the wrong. There we go. That's the ticker, but you're still at support. You're still at support, as I said earlier, and I would hang tight. I would really hang tight. Let's look at the weekly chart. Yeah, and as I said, you're still at support going back to May, June, and you know, just see what happens here. See what happens here. All right. Would that ever go over $1? Hemp over $1? You know, under Trump, I'm not going to say that. You know, under Jeff Sessions, I'm not going to say that. But, you know, yeah, as I said earlier, sometimes you can never say never. But I'm being as honest as I can be on hemp right now. If we go back to where it's been $1 before, you got to go back all the way to 2014 to see hemp above $1, and that was during that original huge marijuana run when everybody wanted green stocks in 2014. For those of you guys who remember trading at that time, it was all about marijuana stocks at the time. So hemp hasn't seen days like that in some time. All right. So, you know, before we talk about $1, you know, I'll try to say, you know, aim for a nickel, aim for 7 cents. I think you can get something like that, but you're going to have to swing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you so much for watching the show. I'm glad things are at least back to normal. That's what I wanted to make sure of today while I came on the air. I just kind of wanted to make sure things were back to normal here. I know it's been a couple of days since I've been on the show. Got some good tickers for tomorrow. Looking forward to the trading day and see what happens. Shout out to everybody who watched the show today. I know it was very impromptu, but again, you guys joined up, you called up, gave me some great tickers today to the people, and I appreciate that. DPG, thank you, sir. Mr. JRH, thank you, sir. Sinclair, thank you, man. K. Harvey, Jeff Marr, Lord Y, appreciate you for calling. Treasure Hunter. Who else? Who's the brother, the trucker who called up from Atlanta, or the 404 number anyway? I appreciate you calling. Shout out to all my truckers out there. K-Mac, appreciate it, man. Quintavious, thank you. Q DeMaio, everybody press like. What's going on, Q-Tech? And Q-Tech has yet to call up. I'm still waiting for her to call up. But she be staying busy in that Discord room, so I appreciate you for that. Africa Emporium, you as well. If you're not a member of the Discord room, join in the Discord room. Great place to be. Island to Mainland, thank you, sir. Random Stock Run, thank you. Rodney Nurse, thank you. Mag, Travi, T-Boy, all the people who watch the show. People watching on TV, Dom Will, thank you, sir. Flavio Batista. Who else is in here? Yes, indeed. Business over bullets, indeed, Sinclair. Jay West. Yeah, I was already seeing in Chicago, man, somebody already got murdered this morning. Like, you know, crossing into midnight and Independence Day, a couple people got murdered in Chicago today, man. What's going on over there, man? You got people saying that the federal government is dropping crates of weapons in the city of Chicago, man. I want to talk about that this Friday. I will be live. You got people saying that the government is dropping weapons in the hood, man. Literally letting people kill themselves. Crazy shit, man. Happy 4th to all the people who celebrate it. Y'all know my feelings on that, but again, I big thank you to all the people all around the world serving and protecting our country, quote unquote protecting our country. I know you'd rather be home, but you got to do what you got to do to put food on the table for your family. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. DC and Baltimore off the chain. Oh, I don't doubt it. See you guys. What's tomorrow? I think tomorrow is Wednesday, so I'll be back Thursday. Unless we have like an incredible day tomorrow. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, happy trading.